Hello and welcome to my tutorial on understanding the music of that Paul Williams classic We've Only Just Begun, popularized by the Carpenters. Over the years of all the things I've posted, I sometimes get asked the question, why did I choose a particular key to do that song in, or the tutorial in, when the song was clearly written in a different key? That's a good question. So I look back a number of years ago when I posted We've Only Just Begun, and I did that in the key of F. I decided this time around I'm going to find out the proper key. So I went up online and found out that for the most part it's written in 3 flats, the key of E flat, just down a whole tone from where I play it. Then I decided, well, maybe I should check the Carpenters. After all, they're the ones that really made it popular. They do it in 3 sharps, the key of A. Now I'm starting to get confused, so I thought, let's go to the source, the guy who wrote the song, Paul Williams. He plays, he sings. I found him playing it in the key of D, 2 sharps. Now, is the key of D the proper key because that's the one the composer wrote it in? Or is it in the key of E, 4 sharps, where Johnny Mathis and Andy Williams sang the song? You see, the key choice, generally speaking, is at the discretion of the singer based on their range considerations. I'm still going to stick with the key of F for 2 reasons. Number 1, I believe it'll be easier for the majority of you to follow along as I explain things. And number 2, I personally prefer the dynamics of F for that particular song. Enough chit-chat about keys. Let's get into the music. I'd like to bring your attention to the range of the song. The lowest note being C, the highest note being F. There's the highest note. I'm bringing this to your attention because we're going to make reference to it when we get into the bridge, the release, the middle of the song. Okay, without further ado, I guess we should get running with the harmony. There is a 2-bar introduction, so I guess that seems like a good spot to start. Based on 4 bars, 1 whole bar on the tonic chord, the F, next bar on B flat, that's 2 bars, back to the 1 chord, and the 4 chord, and then finally back to the 1 chord. That B flat to the F is what we call a plagal cadence, very church-like, like an amen. It certainly establishes that we're in the key of F. Well, let's get started, and we'll just kind of explain things as we go. So we're starting off with the introduction. A minor 7 to be exact, happens to be the 3 chord of F. And in one of my many tutorials I've pointed out that the 3 chord often substitutes for the 1 chord, especially when you don't want that final feeling of a 1 chord, and we certainly don't want it here. We just got the song started. From this point on, the composer uses basically primary chord movements. He's going to take the 3 chord up to the 6, up 4, to the 2 chord, then he goes back to the 6, the only secondary movement in the whole score. You can feel it pull back, and then forward movement, up 4 primary, up 4 to the 5 chord, C, and around again to the bridge. Setting up the bridge, he doubles up the introduction. 2 beats on F, 2 beats on B flat. 1 and 4. 1, 2. Now he does what we would call an abrupt modulation. He literally leaps from one key, F, into another key, in this case D. No preparation, he just plainly does it. I mean, he could have just as easily jumped into the key of A. Or the key of G. Chose the key of D, probably because of what I mentioned up front, the range of the song. When I jump into the key of D, I'm still within the parameters of our range. To reinforce the fact that we're in the key of D, he does exactly the same thing that we did with the introduction. Definitely know that we're in the key of D. Don't look for key change in the music. You won't find it. We're not there long enough. And then he goes back to the 4 chord, the G, and then he drops a half tone. That half tone drop is going to have some significance at the end of the song. So now we are dropped into the key of G flat, and he does exactly the same thing to make sure that you know we're in a new key and happens to be G flat. A 1 to a 4 reinforces it and does it twice. And again, the melody still falls in the parameters of the original range. So we're still within the range. Now he's got to get back to the key of F. So he uses one of the 2 notes that are found in both scales, the B flat. It happens to be the 3rd note in the scale of G flat and the 4th note in the scale of F. So he goes, great choice of note to choose, since it happens to be the minor 3rd of G, and G minor happens to be the 2 chord in F, which is a subdominant chord that sets up the 5 chord. Us right back into the key of F. Some arrangers sometimes put in a flat 2. So I'm going to go through the bridge, listen for the 1, 4, 1 in F, then we get into the bridge, 1, 4, 1 in D, G flat, 1, 4, 1, the change to bring us back into the key of F, and the 5. Here we go. There's a change, that B flat. 2 of F, 5 of F, and then he takes it on home over to the coda at the end of the song. Into the introduction. 1 up to the 4 chord. Remember that half tone drop that I pointed out in the bridge? Nice way to end the song. Most composers probably would have just gone back to the tonic chord. But not Mr. Williams. So the B flat at that point becomes the flat 2 of the new established key, the final 1 chord in the key of A. Why did he do it? Simply because he can. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on understanding the music of We've Only Just Begun. Hopefully you got something out of it that you can apply to other songs as well. Please continue to subscribe, tell your friends about it. So until next time, when I come up with something else to talk about, discuss, have yourself a great day, and bye for now.